Hey, it's Romy. Welcome to the channel. Virgo, this is your August 2020 tarot card reading. So it is a general reading. It might resonate for you. If it does, please support me by dropping a like and a comment below, making sure you're subscribed to the channel. You can also join me for the extended version of this reading. I'll put the link and the details for that in the description box and the comment section below. And you can also look into your rising and your moon sign readings for this month. But let's go ahead and see what August is bringing up for you. Okay, so the note that I was getting as I was connecting into your energy, Virgo, for this month of August was about your conscious awakening and the need to follow through with that new level of conscious awakening in all aspects of your life. Yeah. As we navigate our way through Leo season, it is 12th house energy for you. We open up this month with the card of the moon. And it makes sense because that is tapping into so much of our subconscious, those deeper shadow aspects of ourselves, where we need to release, where there is healing that is necessary before we can step into our solar returns and that complete transformation of self. So right now you're shedding a skin. And you're doing that on the internal landscape. And yet here we have this fiery Leo energy that wants to step out. It wants to be front and center stage. We also have Mars in Aries direct right now. The initiator, the planet that wants to inspire, that wants to help you get things done, that wants to get moving. And so you kind of have an interesting balance of sort of oppositional energies that you're going to be working with. And this is all kind of coming up with this newly found level of conscious awakening. And so managing that, I feel at times through this month of August could feel a little bit stressful for some Virgos. Because in some aspects, you're being invited to release control, to surrender, to allow some of these energies to do their work. And we've already come through that deeply emotional, kind of oceanic energy of Cancer. We've come through eclipse season. It's no doubt pushed some of you to some profound judgments and decisions and choices about the way that you want to live your life. So we come into Leo season and a readiness to embrace our inner child, to tap into that creativity that Mars is amplifying even further as it moves in Aries direct. And it wants to push you forward. It wants to help you to progress. The other thing that's really beautiful about this month is Venus conjuncts the transiting North Node. And so it's in your 10th house, which is really activating in terms of your career and your purpose, your place in the world. This is a really beautiful alignment. So I think for many of you, you're also going to be discovering or tapping into an energy through this month of what you're supposed to be doing. It's like something just illuminates within you, and then there's like a sign or there's a revelation. And so that 12th house energy is helping you to let go of an old identity, an old version of you, old wounds, but also to tap into a deeper, more spiritual, more mystical, more esoteric energy that is going to align you to your destiny. So it's quite profound in many ways. But the moon suggests that some of that isn't particularly clear straight away. So I think what you're going to need to do is give yourself permission to just kind of work through the process of that and figure out what it means to you on an individual level. You know, the wider energies, particularly with the full moon in Aquarius that's coming in on the 3rd, is squaring Uranus. So this very rebellious, revolutionary energy that's kind of driving you to break free. And I think that what's happening is with the Hanged Man energy here, perhaps some of you are kind of holding back or feeling held back, but having the desire to break free. So it's going to play out one way or the other for you. And that energy can feel uncomfortable either way, because if you're trying to hold it back, you're resisting the flow. And if you're feeling held back by external situations or perhaps by your own limiting beliefs, then that's not going to suit well either. But here Mars in Aries is driving you and pushing you. And Mars energy can come in to create or to destroy. And so there's just like this interesting sort of crisis point. And this is really going to play out when Mars squares Pluto on the 13th and then squares Saturn on the 24th. Here you're going to find yourself at a crossroads point. And it's going to be almost like a now or never moment within yourself. Now, you may see that play out more externally in a particular situation. But what I feel is it's like you calling yourself up on something. What is it going to take? That deep seed of courage. But Strength card, ruled by Leo, is delivering that for you. And as you make your way toward the Sun in Virgo later this month into your solar returns, you are going to be equipped. You are going to be given everything that you need to be able to make that transformation and that evolution of self. But the backdrop to this is, how can I be more conscious? How can I be more awake? Within the relationships in your life, and that's across all areas, whether it be in the family, whether it be with your partner, a loved one, your children, your colleagues or co-workers, your friendships. You can't function in a conscious relationship if you don't feel safe to be able to express the changes that are happening, who you are, who you want to be, what matters to you, what your priorities are, how your needs need to be fulfilled. And so there's something about you being guided, and perhaps in some instances being directed more forcibly than you would like to be, to a point where you have to be open and honest and truthful in those relationships in your life so that you are able to represent a more conscious version of yourself. Now, the fact that Mercury is now moved direct, Mercury being your ruling planet, is going to be very favourable, right? So as it moves into Leo, the ability to communicate more openly, more expressively in terms of your emotions is going to be coming through into this season. That's going to help give you more courage. It's going to help draw on that sun energy of Leo to support you. That full moon in Aquarius, remember, Aquarius energy is innovative. It's preparing us for the future. It activates your 6th house of service, so that's also about the way that you're taking care of yourself. And perhaps there's a sacrifice that needs to be made. The Hanged Man to me suggests that there's something that you need to create space for, to let go of, in order to allow yourself to move to the next level. And so there's also something about managing expectations around that. Now, that could be managing expectations with other people in your life. I'm sorry, I'm not able to be here for you in the way that I always have, because I have to prioritize what is happening within my own soul journey right now, the way that I am changing. I have to be able to demonstrate that commitment and that discipline to allowing myself to evolve. And that is actually going to benefit you in the long run. That's what I mean about being able to be open and upfront and honest about what needs you have right now. And it's not in a way that's saying, I need you to do this for me. It's in a way that's expressing an energy so that you are fully accountable. Yeah? So I think for some Virgos, it's this almost like reshaping and reforming of the way that you express yourself and how you're showing up. And that 12th house energy is going to help you to release an older version. And, you know, the card of strength is bringing in that courage. It's bringing in that energy. Now, perhaps there is a Leo that's significant, or even a Pisces as we connect into that moon energy. And, you know, with the Hanged Man here, perhaps there's been some stagnant, delayed or blocked, resistant energy that's been happening. In some regards, though, I really feel that the representation of this energy of strength, and if this is somebody, I feel like even if there's a delay or a holdback in a situation, they're demonstrating strength. They're demonstrating courage. And so you can either match their energy, or perhaps this is you, Virgo, and you're leading by example. But where we're at right now, at this point in 2020, as we're moving into new 5D energy, as we're crossing over into a new cosmic gateway, it's time to be different. It's time to act differently. The card of the Fool. This is a new chapter. You can't repeat a cycle. There are beautiful moments of illumination that are going to take place for you in this month of August, Virgo, that are going to show you the right direction. But littered throughout the month is going to be this very angry, volatile, challenging, oppositional energy. That's going to come in the form of people not agreeing with you. It's going to come in the form of you wanting to take a step forward and then, having a roadblock and having to find a way to navigate it or come up with a new solution. What does the Fool energy bring forth for you? It brings optimism, it brings faith, it brings belief, it brings a trust that you have the experience and the know-how, because the journey that you've just been on, what you've navigated through the course of 2020, the first 6 months of this year, has helped to equip you, has shown you where the need for healing, the need for release, and the need to start to follow and awaken and step up. I think through this month of August, you're going to need to find ways to help manage your stress levels, as some of this Mars energy is likely to trigger you in different ways. But again, I think that that is going to help to do is sort of strip away another layer of the ego self that has held you in this false belief that you're actually in control of anything, because you're not. So the Fool energy steps forward and invites you to walk through a doorway. And once you've walked through, you can't go back, but you won't want to, Virgo, because everything that is on the other side of that is the promise of meeting this new version of yourself and feeling more at peace and more at home and more alive and more awakened than you ever have before. It helps you to take control of your life and to move forward. Now, the energy of the Fool and the energy of the Chariot, and actually let's just stop for a moment here and reflect that your reading so far has brought out 5 major arcana cards, Virgo. Really significant energies coming in here. What is happening for you, not to you, for you through this season is life-changing if you embrace it in that way. So the card of the Fool and the card of the Chariot is giving this forward motion. So even if there has been delay, even if there is something that you have experienced that has set you back, hold on. Do not give up. Have the courage and the strength. Dig deeper. Even if you can't see a way through yet, even if you haven't been presented with the solution, it's coming. It's coming. There's a natural rhythm to this. The next step is about to be revealed to you. And both the Fool and the Chariot are the continuation of this journey, of this adventure. And Spirit want you to see it that way. Now, the card of the Chariot could represent a Cancerian energy that you are also dealing with within this situation. And I feel for some of you, perhaps there's a tentativeness or an uncertainty, because there's a little bit of trepidation as you kind of peer over the edge here. Is this a risk worth taking? Is this a opportunity that I'm going to regret? Do I want a second chance? Should I give that person a second chance? Now, even if it's not a Cancerian energy, it just could be somebody that wants to move forward with you. So here we have the Ace of Wands. It's that raw potential. And here with Mars in Aries, with the Sun in Leo, all this fire energy is gearing you up to make a move. So if you're readying or preparing your energy to make a move, this is the best time to do it. And you're going to want to tap into that sense of urgency. And here's why. Because as we move toward the end of August and we come into Virgo season, we're going into the shadow time of when Mars is going to be moving retrograde, which is happening on September 9th. When Mars moves retrograde, all of the energy that it's delivering to you right now, that motivation, that life force, the get up and go, getting your mojo back, having all of that physical energy, that sexual energy, all of that gets muted. Everything goes more submissive. We feel a little bit more directionless, a bit more listless. There's a bit more passive-aggressive energy that starts to unfold. Now, in and of itself, there's a lot of positivity to that transit. We'll cover that off a little bit more next month. But what you have right now is this window of opportunity to take advantage of this and get going. Now, I have a sense that, you're not fully aware of all of the potential and the possibility that this holds for you. And remember, when we talked about that Venus conjuncting transiting North Node, this could well be in your career. So if there are opportunities that are showing up right now and they don't look fantastic on paper, you haven't yet seen the full enormity of what they can deliver for you. So what you're being invited to do, and that's absolutely where the Hanged Man is speaking to you even more clearly than ever, Virgo, is to go inwards, to connect into your spiritual self, and to realize that what is playing out, all of this major arcana energy, is delivering you a new beginning and a fresh start. But you have to understand that there's a level of sacrifice and surrender that has to come in with that. That you won't know all the details. That some of it is hidden right now. But as you emerge more into your solar returns into Virgo season, it will start to become much clearer. But you have to take the first step onto the path. And that's when the revelations start to come in thick and fast for you. And you need to do it in a really conscious way. Mars retrograde will deliver the red flags to any situation, and they mustn't be ignored. There's a lot of important indicators that are going to be revealed in terms of the way that you have approached something or somebody else has that's going to be really valuable to you. Now, a lot of this is going to be centered around the energy of anger, Mars being the ruler of war. And we have obviously so much volatility playing out across the collective at the moment. And so the way that you diffuse, the way that you transmute, the way that you clear your stress or any anger or any frustration or agitation is going to be really important. So again, in the beginning of this season, figuring out those tools that you need are going to be incredibly supportive as we move into September and beyond. So here we have Two of Cups. It's a union. It's where you want to devote yourself. Now, for some of you, this month of August, you're absolutely going to be on fire in terms of your career and creating new opportunities in projects and your businesses and, initiating things that you've wanted to do for a long time, or getting the spark or some kind of reveal about where you're supposed to be going, which is wonderful. For others, this is absolutely about the way that you're showing up in relationships in a more conscious way. Now, there's a quality that's coming here, but it takes a risk and it takes a decision to want to move forward. And I think that's what is going to play out. If you're watching this as I record at the end of July, we have that beautiful window toward the end of July where you're going to be in a really sweet position to make some important decisions and then follow through with them. Don't worry, if there is a delay, it's going to be lifted. There are steps and a way forward, but there's a lot more to navigate right here. You're not aware of what is on the other side of that mountain. You're not aware of what is over the edge. You're not aware what the full moon is eclipsing there. But you will be. But how do you find the faith to continue forward anyway? What do you believe in? What do you stand for? When you're more conscious, when you're more awake, you bring heart and passion to everything that you do. King of Wands, is this a fire sign? Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries? But really, I feel like he's representing an aspect of you, Virgo. It's almost like when your natural energy sometimes can move into that desire to want to control all of the details, to want to have everything in perfect order before you're ready to begin, you're ready to start. You know, the King of Wands just begins. He goes on instinct. He's just trusting. He's just openly expressing. He's entrepreneurial and visionary. And so there's an aspect of that wants to be released within you through August in this Leo energy and this Aries energy that Mars is transiting. All this fire wants to give you the get up and go, wants to help you with regards to what you want to devote yourself to, whether this is business, whether this is a relationship, whether this is with yourself. But I feel like he has an important message for you. That message of the King of Wands energy is almost like a key to unlock something for you. Yeah. Now the two figures in the cups here, picking up the two wolves, the two figures, the two birds. So it feels to me that many of you are looking at a focus of either a key partnership, perhaps it's in a business or career, or this is a key relationship. You know, it could be a friendship, might be a lover, might be your marriage, regardless of the way that this is showing up. Where there's been delays, where there's this energy of needing to sacrifice something in order to gain something, to have a fresh beginning, to have a fresh start, you need to let go of something. What are you prepared to let go of? And it's about recognizing that there's no loss in that. There's no loss in this reading. There's only gain. There's only gain of wisdom, of knowledge, of spiritual transcendence and evolution, of courage, of strength, of faith, of adventure, of success, of the determination, of willpower, of potential and possibility, of love, of devotion, of harmony. So there's no loss. So when you bump up against the feeling that I'm going to lose this, question it. Where are you holding yourself back? Four of Wands. Harmony, balance, union, devotion, something to celebrate. But I feel like the celebration is also coming because you're realizing something about yourself, Virgo. Venus is moving into Cancer on the 7th. And, you know, it had a very prolonged transit in the sign of Gemini, from the 1st of April, and then it went retrograde. So big focus on the way that, you know, we were coming into relationships in our life. But Venus in Cancer is much more tactile, it's more sensitive, it's big heart energy. And it wants to create a sense of security. It wants to feel emotionally secure. And I think at the root of it, you know, there's something in you, Virgo, that is looking for that sense of emotional security, whether it be from a person or from a job or from, you know, a level of abundance or material kind of security around you, something within the family. But that's what I feel you're seeking, you know. But there's an invitation here to say that actually, when you recognize and you're accountable for fulfilling your own needs, you take that pressure away from anyone else, and then you give yourself permission to move forward, because again, there's no loss. If you're dependent on something outside of yourself to give you that emotional security, then perhaps that's why you feel in that state of limbo. I can't move forward until that person delivers me this, or I see them happy, or you know, I know that this job is secure. Well, is anything ever secure? What has this year taught us? Everything is in flux. Everything will continue to change and evolve. And you have to go with it. You have to continue. So you can look over the edge, but you're not going to see everything that's laid out in front of you. You're not going to be able to control every single detail. It's not going to happen. But if you do trust and open yourself up, then something really beautiful can occur out of that. And all of a sudden, a whole new level of possibility will show itself to you. Let's take a look and see how these oracle cards are reflecting your reading. Okay, so you have the bobcat spirit, life is a mystery. And of course, you know, Leo energy is ruled by the lion, so we've got that big cat energy. But again, life is a mystery, very much linking into that 12th house energy for you. And, you know, a reminder again that you're just not going to be given all of the details. You're not given the blueprint and the roadmap. There's an element of having to trust and surrender, finding that connection deep within your soul self, and just knowing that you're being guided in the right direction, understanding that there is an inevitability, and that where through this month of August you have a deep desire to break free of something, it's telling you the direction that you should be heading. You will feel inspired, you will feel rebellious, you will feel the need to speak up, to act out, to take something head on. Look at the cat looking directly towards you. It isn't afraid. It's not afraid. It's going to look whatever that fear is, whatever that situation is, right in the eye, and it's going to take it on. Even if it doesn't know or it doesn't feel fully equipped to do so. Wizard of Awareness. Yeah, it's about the knowledge that's being activated within you and then what you choose to do with it. Because that's the thing, isn't it? It's all well and good to keep learning and to keep taking another course and to go through all these challenging, difficult transits and to shed another layer and to realize something more about ourselves and to understand the triggers and to become more awake. But if we don't then integrate it and do something with it, where does that leave us? Stuck, stagnant, unable to fulfill our destiny, unable to tap into our potential, unable to take our relationships to the next level, unable to allow ourselves to open up to becoming more aligned to our true nature. So that Wizard of Awareness is here to keep you in a very awake state to the choices, the actions, the ways that you're communicating and how you're responding to everything that's happening to you this month, so that you don't go back. Aquarius, I know. You do know. You know the answer. You know. Aquarius full moon is going to reveal what it is that you need to know. It's already there. You know, that moon energy is like the gatekeeper. It unlocks that ancient wisdom within you. You might be trepidatious about it, but actually that card of the Fool, there's butterflies flying up into the stars here. Transformational energy. Virgo, I hope this has given you some insight into this month of August. Now, if you have enjoyed the reading, please do drop me a like and a comment and let me know how it resonates and how what I've seen is playing out for you. I'm really interested to hear your feedback. If you'd like to join me for the extended version, now this is a general reading. What we're going to do in the extended, first of all, we're going to invite you to think about a question that might not have come up here. I'm going to go ahead and pull us a couple of cards and we will cover that in more detail. So just focus your mind on that now for me. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and clarify this main spread for us now. So just beginning with that moon card, the Magician, more major arcanas. Makes sense, you know, it's just this very spiritual energy that 12th house is going to be working with. Ace of Pentacles. You are initiating something new, you know. You're literally giving birth to a new way of being. The Star, gosh. Okay, again, a link to Aquarius energy here. Hanged Man, clarified by Hanged Man. Your reading's crazy this month, Virgo. Wow. High Priestess. My goodness, right. The spiritual awakening that's taking place for some of you, Virgo, is really profound. And of course, you know, some of you might be looking at this as cross-watcher or thinking, this is certainly not my crazy ex-Virgo's energy, but I think for many of you, this is almost the complete, like, transformation of your identity. And it makes sense, right? We're just about to come into your solar return, so everything that's happening this month is so important. The sun, beautiful. Get the success and victory that's showing up here in the center of the reading when you're prepared to believe in yourself, to take a bet on you. There's work to be done though. Wizard of Awareness, this is what I feel. Like I think you might find some kind of important mentor or teacher being really valuable to you through this month actually. Virgo. Empress energy. So fertile, you know, there's such creativity that's coming in Leo season for you. And that rich energy can be directed in so many incredible ways. It's about the way that you want to show up and what you want to do with it. There's just so much going on with energy exchange here. In relationships particularly. Choices and decisions to be made here. Alright, just going to pull one more here. Seven of Wands. Beautiful. Okay, Virgo. There's some really powerful energies to be working with. Thank you so much for tuning into the channel. If you want to join me for the extended, you'll find a link in the description box in the comment section below. I wish you beautiful blessings, and for those of you with birthdays in August, many happy returns for that as well, and I look forward to connecting with you for your full birthday season next month. Take good care.